Hi everyone, and welcome back to this Web3 Marketing 101. This is the very last video in the series. In the first 5 lessons, we went over what sets Web3 marketing apart from Web2 marketing, who the primary audiences in this space are, the basics of paid marketing for Web3, community, why it matters, and a few things to keep in mind for growth, and Web3 partnerships and influencers. If you missed them, don't worry, you can head over and watch them. Today, we'll take a look at marketing strategy and what it looks like altogether in a simple campaign. Of course, every marketing campaign needs to be unique to serve your goals and work in your resources. But this will give you a better idea of the different elements that you might want in play. And if you haven't already, make sure to join our Discord. We have more case studies in the Web3 Marketing 101 that cover a lot of different marketing plans for projects with different goals and different strategies of development. And there's also a case study for token launches. But today, we're going to look at a simple campaign. First, the project and their overall goals. Then, I'll break this down into a more detailed plan with goals for each part. Then, we'll look at how you can iterate on and keep optimizing campaigns. I'll remind you, we have even more case studies to look into. And finally, a big congratulations to everybody who stuck it through all 6 videos. But even if you just dropped by for a bit, congratulations. And as always, I'm Carly, Social Media Manager and Community Manager of Third Academy. You can connect with me on socials or find me on Discord. Okay, so first thing to know with any marketing campaign is who that campaign is for. This sample is for a Layer 1 blockchain, so think Ethereum, Near, Solana, etc. But let's get into the exact selling points of this Layer 1. It's already launched and tested. It already has an active community. Now, for blockchains, community can look a bit different because you'll have the community of token holders, and this should be a little bit larger than for other projects. And that's because they actually have an entire ecosystem. This is made up of the community, but also dApps, and communities of developers building those dApps. But for now, let's look at some numbers. Before the campaign, they have 100,000 Twitter followers and 30,000 Discord members. And their narratives are that they are reliable. Think back to the fact that this is already launched and tested. You also have to think about how important security is in this space. Reliable might be a way of saying that without using the word secure, just because that word is so loaded here. They are eco-friendly. It's scalable, solving another major problem that first and second generation blockchains have. And permissionless, so they don't have a centralized authority. And while dApps might require users to not be anonymous due to KYC, the blockchain doesn't. So now you need to think about goals. As you probably know, clear goals are extremely important. They drive our actions. And the more direction and clarity you have, often the better the design of the campaign can be to hit those goals. Because this is a fairly established project already, they're working on brand awareness. So making sure that more people are likely to know who they are and a little bit about them. Back in the paid marketing lesson, we talked about how brand awareness is a goal for established businesses, but not so much for new businesses who need to focus on other growth metrics first. Second, they want to grow their community both on Twitter and on Discord. Third is developer acquisition. Thinking back to the very first lesson, how blockchains need to build out robust ecosystems, developer acquisition is typically a primary goal. And finally, they want more wallet signups. So I'll break this down a little bit more. Their previous goal of community acquisition might be a soft conversion metric, where people who think about converting but haven't bought the token might go. So for this, wallet signups are the hard metric because you need the wallet to hold tokens and interact with the blockchain. Alright, but they went even further. These 4 goals are all in service of one primary goal. It's a pretty obvious goal. They don't have to be too confusing. They want to be the leading Layer 1 blockchain. This one big goal comes together with all the smaller goals that lead up to it. So now we actually get into the marketing plan. Now this is a lot to look at, but I want you to see it all in one place so you can see how it all fits together. They have 5 primary channels for this campaign, so let's look at each one. The first is marketing and advertising. Their goal with this is to increase brand awareness across Web3, but they outline 3 primary target audiences: crypto natives, startup and tech enthusiasts, and developers. To measure these outcomes, they're looking at engagement, social media followers, and how many users visit their website. These are good because they are hard metrics, whereas brand awareness overall is harder to measure. Okay, next they are running developer marketing and support. Developer marketing is often run around support. Developers want it to be easier to start building. To attract them, you need clear guides for the coding language and places that they can find support. So this campaign is focused around educational content, and the metric is how many developers sign up for testnet wallets and trackable metric. Then there's a conversion campaign. This builds on paid marketing. So your paid can have broader goals, where you look at all of these softer metrics within a long-term view. But underneath of that, you may want a very aggressive conversion goal. This is the segment of paid and organic marketing where actual wallet signups for front-end users really does matter. They also have content development. This has some crossover with developer marketing, as you need to create a lot of educational content. But Web3 is new. It can be confusing. You need to create a lot of educational content. Web3 is new. It can be confusing. So you often also have to do a lot of education in order to convert users. The goals of this are to provide leads enough knowledge that they can fully convert, push more brand awareness about your core values, and metrics might not necessarily be conversions for this. Instead, in the short term, look at how many pieces of content are created, and in the long term, look at views and SEO for this content. You can also add the up-down votes for whether or not content was useful, to make sure that people understand the education. Usually, people will tell you whether they are getting value from a piece of content, whether they're able to understand it, or whether they need more information. And if the content is really good, you might even gain some new contributors who start creating their own content based on what they learn and converting their own networks. Finally, they're running growth marketing. This means sharing your own news and updates across the web, but you want this to be in many different places, not just coming from your own accounts. So the metrics will be how many new fan accounts are created and active, organic engagement, especially reshares of your content, likes, and any place that you're tagged in a post. Okay, that's a lot, but you can see how each channel has goals and a means to get those goals. There's still a lot of crossover. Good marketing campaigns should be unified and digestible, hence the shared goals and the breakdown. But every campaign should evolve. You'll see some things are easy and others are hard, so you push the parts that are working well and iterate on the parts that need more optimization. For this, you usually need to look at the user journey. Is it functional? Do you need to target new users? Take a look at your targeting goals. Especially with paid, you might need to not only change audiences, but also change channels or content. Then, see if all of this aligns with your final conversion goal. Are the current steps getting you there? When you look at the funnel, is there a step that people are dropping off at? What are they avoiding? What are they not completing? Are they hitting your sign up button or are they leaving before they can do so? And what do you need to do to get more people to that final step? Then there's search engine marketing and the organic side of that, which is search engine optimization. You should always test your pages. Use site.search to see which of your pages are indexed, therefore appear in search engines. And always think about mobile. This is already a huge market, and it's only growing. But it can also be a much harder market because if your pages don't load in 3 seconds, 53% of traffic leaves. Make sure to not just audit your desktop site, but your mobile site as well. To recap, set goals. You should have one really big goal and then a few primary goals for each campaign. Think about what you want to do and why people should choose you. Get modular. Break everything down into smaller steps with their own goals. Everything should still work towards the big goal, but without smaller steps, it will be too big to tackle, not to mention measure. Then optimize. Take a look at metrics, and based on what's happening, fix the parts of your campaign that aren't working. And don't forget to always go back and check the very basics. Don't worry though, this isn't everything. We have a template for a token launch strategy in our Discord. That's all in the Web3 Marketing 101 channel. Head over there, and if you have questions, you can reach out to me. You can see when I'm available for office hours in the events section of our Discord. Otherwise, if you've been here for all 6 videos, congratulations! It's a lot, I know, but also it's just the beginning. If you want to, meet other Web3 marketers, get some extra material, or just look at more marketing campaign case studies, that's all in our Discord. Joining this space shouldn't be lonely. And finally, thank you so much for sticking through it. We'll definitely be releasing more courses like this, so subscribe and follow along. And we'll have more stuff to share on our social media, so we'd love to connect with you. And feel free to let us know what you think of the course, what you'd like us to add, and what more courses you want us to create. Thank you so much, and see you next time.